Hello and welcome to Flow Waterjet. We're delighted to be here at the Flow Mach Digital Show. And today we'll be presenting Flow and our Waterjet technology, which has been widely used in the stone and tile industry for many years. Actually, this year is Flow Europe's 40th anniversary. We're just going to show a little bit of information about Flow, and I'm hoping everyone can see the screen. Flow International Corporation is American-owned with headquarters in Frankfurt and technology centre in Lille, northern France. We're the world's leading developer and manufacturer of ultra-high pressure systems with over 14,000 installations worldwide. This is a picture of our Flow Technology Centre in Lille. And here we have 4 systems and 2 full-time application engineers taking care of training, demonstrations, and specialist test cuts for customers. Flow actually invented abrasive waterjet in 1979. And since that time, Flow has put an awful lot of money into R&D and developed nearly every innovation that's happened in the waterjet industry. This is a snapshot of some of the important items that's happened over the years since 1974 when Flow was founded, up until the present day. But we can see here simple things like ultra pierce for brittle material, which is very, very important for engineered stone, the Flow Master intelligent control, taper compensation, and the Pivot Plus 3D cutting head, all of which are very, very important for the stone and tile industry. One of the reasons that companies choose Flow as their waterjet partner is the fact that Flow manufactures the entire system. It's the waterjet machine tool, specialist waterjet control software, in this case, the Pivot Plus mitering technology, taper compensation, and very energy efficient high-plex direct drive pumps. We also have flow care maintenance programs, which means you have a fixed operating cost for a 2,000-hour period. One of the things that's kept us ahead is obviously putting a lot of money back into R&D every year. This not only means that we can keep ahead in terms of the technology, but it means we can invest in service, customer service, spare part inventory, so that everywhere in the world you can get support from Flow. Of course, waterjet operates in many areas, but here today we're talking about the stone industry, and for many years now, Flow waterjets have been involved in stone, natural stone, composite stone, aircraft interiors, cruise ship interiors, and in later years, now with the engineered stone, our technology has come to the fore again. The range of machines that we use in the waterjet industry are the Mach 100 and the Mach 200. So we have 3-axis waterjet and 5-axis waterjet. We also have both styles of pump that we manufacture, and this is very rare in the industry. We have the direct drive technology for 4,000 bar and intensifier technology for 6,000 bar. The most commonly used in the stone industry is the 4,000 bar technology. This slide just shows us a small appreciation of what we see with the setup of the crankshaft, the 3 ceramic pistons that take 4 bar of inlet water pressure and converts it to 4,150 bar intensified water pressure. This pump is 92% efficient, which means we need less electrical energy to be able to give a very, very high output. Single point support is very important in this industry. The flow engineers and the flow company can support everything on the system, and because we manufacture everything, we support everything, we hold the spare parts for everything. We have guaranteed application testing, and this means that anything we cut in the Flow Technology Center can be replicated on the production floor. The Flow Technology Center is also used for training and for customer demonstrations. The genuine spare part and consumables is again handled through Flow Europe customer service team, and we have over 40 years of application experience. We have dedicated software rooms with software suites set up for customers to come and use for their training. We have machines in the Flow Technology Center and pump training. One of the things that we concentrate on with our infrastructure for support is not only spare parts and warehousing and deliveries, but flow service engineers who only ever work on flow water jet systems. So you can be guaranteed that every flow engineer that visits are able to solve any issues, but also take care of any applicational questions. We have an internet web shop which allows customers to order their parts online with normal next day consumable delivery. And with our Flow Care Complete programs, we have planned maintenance and a fixed cost of operation for a 2,000-hour period. And this means we go away from a break, fix and unplanned downtime scenario. We also provide support for our legacy systems, with many systems out there over 25 years old still working. Flow are the water jet experts, and this is our only business, so it's what we do. We're now going to switch to the movie, and during the walk around video in the Flow Technology Center, we're going to show you the Mach 200 system, how it's put together, and then finally it's going to produce a scaled down countertop for us. So this is the Mach 200. It's a 4 meter by 2 meter system. We're going to walk around the system. It's 3-sided access, which makes it a lot easier for the operators to be able to load and unload the delicate stone. You'll see the polycarbonate guards that are around the catcher tank there. This is standard on the Mach 200 because this is for mitering in 5-axis cutting. And again, for 5-axis cutting, you want the machine to be very rigid, very stable and very accurate. So it's a very solid steel fabricated frame. The frame is stress relieved, it's precision machined, and the ball screw and the linear ways are laser aligned. Looking at the back of the machine, we've actually removed one of the panels from the control cabinet. Inside, we're using Yaskawa AC digital drives. These drives are used on all of the Flow machines, and we use the same precision ball screws on all of our machines. For motion control, we're using Omron PMAC motion control system. And that's powered by the Flow Master control software, so no water jet experience is required. The shot at the back of the machine here just shows how substantial the whole system is. So we're now moving on to the abrasive hopper. This is a 425 kilogram bulk hopper. It has two stages, so you can actually fill the hopper while you're cutting. We will hold 425 kilos, and there are options for having a 1-ton sack suspended above the hopper. We just use compressed air then to take the abrasive from the bulk hopper across the machine and into the mini hopper that sits on the side of the Z-axis. Here's the mini hopper here with the Pazer written on it. This has a special function of dosing exactly the right amount of abrasive into the cutting head. This is the pivot plus 5-axis wrist. And again, the operators don't have to worry about programming any of this 5-axis movement. And we have the ultra pierce technology that's also on this cutting head. All flow systems have the Flow Master roll around control. It's a Windows-based system, PC, very easy to use. So again, operators don't need to have complex CNC 5-axis experience to run the machine. The ultra-high pressure pump, Hyplex Prime, is the most efficient pump in the industry, and we're using 3 ceramic pistons to increase the pressure from 4 bar inlet up to 4,150 bar. In the background there, you can see the optional abrasive extraction system EcoFlow. The light guard is there for CE safety and protection and is mandatory in EU countries, and this is installed standard by Flow. As we can see, the system is very robust, extremely well put together, and typical of a Flow CNC water jet machine tool. One of the differences for mitering is the fact that we're looking at 5-axis movement of the machine. To eliminate any 5-axis programming, which is a complex function, Flow has developed special software called Flow Expert that uses 3D solid model. And this software can open lots of different file extensions from Inventor, SolidWorks, AutoCAD, Rhino, or you can draw from scratch. In this case, we're going to open a scaled down countertop, as we see here. And the countertop has got a tap hole, a bowl cut out, and then mitered edges for the downstands, and the downstands are already there as well. So the software is on the sequence is just going to identify the different items that we wish to cut. And then the software will automatically generate the tool path, but also every 5-axis movement and every movement that's required for taper and jet lag compensation. This means the programmer or operator does not need water jet experience to produce a very good quality item. What we'll do now is we'll save this as an ORD file or an ordered file, and this will be opened at the roll around control by the Flow Cut software. This is the same control and software that's used on all of the Flow models. So once we open either via a network connection or via a USB, we'll have the geometry on the screen. And the operator will then just check the thickness, and then from a drop-down menu, pick the material. In this case, black Decton. The operator then makes a few mouse clicks, and the mathematical models automatically put on all of the speeds, feeds, pierce time, corner slowdowns, and 5-axis movement. One of the other features that the Mach 200 has is the height setter with smart mapping. What this allows us to do is to move around a slab with the machine and check the height position of the slab on the table. As we all know, slabs aren't always necessarily flat. So what this allows us to do is to take a Z-axis movement and measurement and put this automatically into the program so that we take care of the height differences that the slab may give us. Obviously, this is a small slab, so we have little clamps on just to stop it from moving around. A large slab would not have that. And on a larger slab, you may have a little bit more deviation in the flatness. This information will now automatically be added to the program, and the operator will take a few mouse clicks just to confirm this information. And now we're ready to start processing the countertop. The first task is the very important one, is the piercing of the brittle engineered stone. As we all know, this is not easy material to process, and Flow's patented ultra piercing technology allows us to consistently make a pierce hole at the start of every lead in, which means we don't get any damage, any breakage of the material. And particularly in larger slabs, we're not going to see any issues with breakage in certain areas for doing small detail or small holes. The operator simply selects from a menu to use the ultra pierce for piercing all the holes, and then it sets up all the parameters to suit so that it goes around the slab, piercing the start of every hole. So here we're showing the pierce on the tap hole, on the bowl cutout, and then it will move around to the other items. And once we've completed that process, the machine will automatically go into cutting mode. It'll switch off the ultra pierce technology, and then we will be able to start cutting all of our profiles and details. Here we can see the tap hole being cut, and we can see instantly that there's absolutely no damage, there's no problems with the material, and we can confidently go through all of those start holes that we've taken with the ultra pierce. One of the other very interesting things with the Mach 200 is that it has Flow's patented taper and jet lag compensation. When we're doing the bowl cutout, for instance, there will be compensation in the 5-axis head to reduce and eliminate taper and underside damage caused by jet lag. In practical terms, this means that there's a lot less finishing to do, less polishing, and also if there's less underside damage, there's fewer stress raisers in the engineered stone, which is something that obviously we wish to avoid. So at the moment, we're just doing 2D cutting, and then it'll go on to start some of the downstands. And now we can see the Mach 200 carrying out the mitering. Again, this is all automatically controlled. The operator doesn't have to think about any of this function. And on the downstands, obviously, we have a miter on one side and then straight edges on 1 or 3 sides, depending upon where the downstand is going. The operator can see exactly where the cutting head is. There's a red line that shows on the screen as the cutting head makes its way around the path. In the background, you can see the stainless steel slats that support the material. We always use stainless steel for support so that there isn't any issues with the stone going onto the cutting bed. One thing you'll notice is that there's no contact between the cutting head and the material. Again, this is very important, especially for difficult material or brittle material. And it means that we can guarantee that we're not going to cause any damage to the material itself. Also, there's very, very little cutting forces with water jet cutting. And this is particularly good for engineered stone. With the part finished, we can take out the items and have a look on the bench. This is obviously our scaled down countertop, and here we have the down stands. What's very evident is the straightness of the corners, the precision of the detail, and the edge quality, which can be controlled via the software. So for instance, on mitered edges for gluing, we can actually go a little bit faster and have a slightly rougher finish for a keyed area for gluing. For the bowl cutout and the tap, we would keep it very, very smooth indeed, so there's very little finishing. What we'll do now is just raise up the countertop on a surface and just show the mitered edges fitted up to the countertop, so you can see how straight the lines are and how everything fits together. So in review, the session has covered very important aspects of 5-axis water jet cutting and shown where the unique flow technology helps customers who are processing engineered and natural stone. Thank you very much for watching. We hope that you found the presentation interesting, and please do contact us via our website, flowwaterjet.com, or on any of our social media platforms to discuss your requirements and for more information on the flow technology. Thank you and good afternoon.